I've got my sexy castle battle board here for the Bloodwild Deathcry deck. Got some flames down here at the bottom. I went in full casual mode the other night and picked different battle boards for each of my decks that felt like they really worked with the theme the deck had going for it. Yeah, just OBS. There's a start recording button right under the start streaming button, Jody. So I just start and stop recording whenever I start and stop a segment, so that way they're automatically broken up. So like I hit stop recording when we finished Empress, and I just hit start recording now when we started this this segment here. To be fair, like I didn't need a faster connection. Like the 75-25 connection that I had from Comcast was like more than fast enough for what I needed. Like I only need 3 Mbps upload to stream to Twitch with a stable connection, 3.5 at most. But like the Comcast connection just wasn't stable. I wasn't actually getting the connection I was paying for. Opponent's playing some kind of interesting Ruby Wild deck. Neat. I'm going to jam Underworld Crusader down their throat here. So Underworld Crusader is a customizable card that also has a deck building requirement. So you'll see the deck list on the side of the screen there has a bunch of fun ofs or one ofs in it. And the reason why that is, in order to include this Underworld Crusader in my deck, I have to have 10 differently named Underworld troops in my deck. And this is a 4/4 with a gem. And the gem I have in here is speed by default. And when this dies, I draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. So I'm going to go ahead and smash with this, I think. Okay, and they're trading 2 for 1 here, so that's fine with me, I think. And again, so they trade, we draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Sign me up. Yeah, the gems are great. It's such... And it's like these simple things. It's like not overly complicated digital stuff, but it's just like this is simple and it makes the game sweet. Well, that's a great draw. So Lord Blightbark is kind of the engine card in this Deathcry deck. He makes it so my troops that have Deathcry triggers trigger their Deathcries when they enter play. So this Blightbush makes 1/1s when it dies, but because of Lord Blightbark, it also makes 1/1s when it comes into play. I'll sacrifice this Blightbush to my champion power to gain 3 life and draw a card. I'm going to sacrifice one of these Blight Blossoms to my Emperor's Lackey to revert it back to its 4/4 status. I'm going to attack for 4 here. So that means when I play this Underworld Crusader out next turn, if this Lord Blightbark is still here, this is going to draw me 2 cards and lose me 2 life when it comes into play. Yeah, if I ever build a house from scratch or like do like a full renovation on this one that I own now, I will 10 out of 10 be wiring Ethernet in. All right, they answered our board. Good thing we have this Crusader as a follow-up. Beep, beep. Crunch. Crusader smash. Arch Whisper, yep. Opponent's excited to eat. They're playing a Sapphire Ruby control deck, it looks like. Yep. Draw some cards, lose some life here. Yep. So next turn we get to play Rune Hierophant out. So again, this is one of the expensive cards dollar-wise from set 3 that's going to rotate. It's a 2/2. Then whenever another troop enters player under our control, it gets +1/+1 permanently. And it has two socket customizations. So we've got this guy customized. So when he dies, he makes an abomination with his current power and toughness. And he summons a 1/1 as well. Yeah, we did actually back in the day. I streamed with the Ruby Sapphire control deck last season a little bit, and we played it in one of our video sessions as well. Which reminds me, I really need to do some more hero battle videos. I miss doing those. Ketter just got set back up. Ketter moved out to Seattle for work after he graduated and just now getting set back up. Yeah, Runer's very good. Very, very. It's a good little Wasqui Wabbit. Lock it. Okay, that's what they're doing. So this card says, whenever they play a card, if there's exactly one other card in their deck with the same name as that, they get to play it for free. Huh. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna sack this. Gain 3 life and draw a card. Play out my Rotpaw Gang. So Rotpaw Gang's pretty powerful. It's a 6/6 for 6 that you could sacrifice other troop to give it flight or life drain permanently. And while it's in our discard pile, we could sacrifice a troop to return it back to our hand. Yeah, it's awesome, Dad. I tested it out yesterday, too. It's really sweet. It automatically... So, oh, are we dead? We might be close to dead. So Lumagoth, when it comes into play, it either makes 4 1/1s or gives all of his existing 1/1s +4/+4. And Locket let him double Lumagoth here. So if he has a Rune Bind or something to take this off the table, we're actually just dead. Alright, we didn't die. Step 1. Step 1, didn't die. Okay, Huh. That's... Let's sacrifice this. Didn't get anything useful. Give this flight. Play Blightbush. Give this life drain. Do this. Put a non-resource on top of my deck. And then I'm just going to crack them in the air for 6 here. Big bucks, no Transmografade, please. I think if they had Transmografade, they would have used it last turn, though. So that puts them to 1. Okay. We're at 25. Got some blockers. Yep, their champ power lets them draw 2 cards. Our flight might just steal it here. I'm just hoping. Yep, squeaked it out. Squeaked it out. Alright, so control deck. Withering Gaze seems great. Let's just look at their hand and take one of their cards. Culmination of Blood is great. Vampire Princess is fine. Steel Intel's... I don't know if that's actually good. Naive Lackey's pretty poopy. I think this is fine. Grounds Creeper... I feel like the Grounds Creeper is overkill. It's kind of expensive and clunky, and Blightbark Paladin's probably not particularly good either. Maybe Gruesome Deed isn't great. I'm gonna do this. Let's do that. It's like, don't have any much spot removal, but I think that's fine. If we see like Darkheart out of them, I might bring in the Hierophall or maybe the Gemborn Prowler. Peace, Tom. This hand is insane if we draw a 3rd resource. We get to Withering Gaze them on 1, Lord Blightbark on 2, and possibly Rune Hierophant on 3. Now, even if we break on the Shard, we'll get to Blightbush after we Blightbark. What you got? Shackling Strands, Pyre Strike, Into the Unknown. I'm going to take their Pyre Strike away here. Maybe. I think Darkheart's powerful enough that, like, it being awkward with Locket is probably fine. I think if you don't have Darkheart in your main, you definitely want it in your sideboard just because, like, of how good Darkheart is in some specific matchups. They could Into the Unknown, the Lord Blightbark here, but if they're doing that to Blightbark, they're not doing it to my Rune. And, like, on average, using Into the Unknown against dual shard cards is kind of scary, because most dual shard cards are very powerful. So this will turn into different Wild Blood cards, or possibly the same. Yeah, so, like, I got a Blightbark Paladin. Like, most of the dual shard cards are playable in general in Hex, so I think letting him Into the Unknown, that is fine for us. Whereas, like, at the end of the Unknown, my Rune here, there's a lot more chaff that's, just wild. Put a non-resource on top of my deck here. I kind of want a shard, right? That's close. I'm going to put a non-resource on for now. I'm going to play this Blightbush, make my Rune bigger, and then I'm going to champ power my Blightbush to make my Rune even larger, draw a card. This gets it out of Pyre Strike range. Oh, sweet. I get to Withering Gaze. They're shackling strands here, leaving them with actual nothing. Yeah, let's get Phenteo going ASAP here. So Phenteo is a 1/4 that every time he activates, he doesn't put regular spider eggs in their deck, he puts tarantula eggs in their deck, and this makes a 5/5 when they draw them to destroy one of their troops. So they're not unblockable, sadly, but they are really powerful. Yeah, that is true. Not being able to look at the crypt while you're selecting kind of sucks sometimes. So the Thunderfield series are buying up some time here. If we get even one activation out of the Phenteo, it'd be nice to put some ticking time bombs in their deck. They have Locket in play here. My opponent, I'm trying to play terrible cards here. Please stop taking them away. So we're going to get to activate this Phenteo. And like I said, basically just putting time bombs in my opponent's deck. I'm going to be aggressive here. I'm going to play this Blightbark Paladin, and when Blightbark Paladin dies, it gives one of our troops +2/+2, or one of their troops -2/-2. So I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to use the Emperor's Lackey to sacrifice this and kill their Thunderfield Seer here. And then I'm going to go ahead and crack them for 10. And we can, basically, if they brick off next turn, we kill them. They likely are drawing a non-resource here, though, because they... Runic Diminishing. Well, that's annoying. So this makes all my cards one smaller, and then it makes them all one smaller again. Wait, why did that go to the bin? Is that how that works? Oh, he didn't play it from their hand. That's funny. Oh, this is still big. Because Runic Diminishing... So this is actually really interesting. A lot of the cards that transform things into other things, revert them. But Runic Diminishing doesn't. So this kept the big bonus from that, so that's still lethal. So, like, Transmogrifade says revert and transform the target. Runic Diminishing just says change them. Our Runeers have Abomination and Blight Blossom in it. Speed is on Crusaders. It would be obnoxiously powerful, right? And that might be one of those cards where, like, it's too good if it reverts, but like it's kind of not good enough if it doesn't. Revert wouldn't make sense because it replayed itself. Yeah, that's fair. Hey, Jinsaku with the 11-month resubscription. Thank you for the continued support. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. It's a long time, almost a whole year. Almost an entire year. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Jacob. Are you all clean? You had bath time with mother? Thank you everyone for hanging out here today. I really appreciate that. Those subscriptions are the reason why I am able to do what I do. Remember, if in addition to subscribing, you can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. InkedGaming.com can help you customize your gaming experience. They do custom playmats and mouse pads and stuff like that. You can put your own artwork on them or select from their wide range of excellent artwork they have on their website. There is also HexPrimal.com. Would love to buy and sell Hex cards with you. If you use code Jeff5 at checkout at HexPrimal, you'll save 5% on your singles orders from them. Hello, Declan. Welcome back. So this hand's 5 resources, 25 drop, 3 drop. Probably not keepable. This hand's a... Oh, this is a Shin Hair, right? Perfect. All right, we can keep this. I would say this hand's a tilt because I don't have a Shin Hair, but Rotpaw Gang is a Necrotic and a Shin Hair, which is sweet. Thanks, Jin. Opponent likely playing Redlings here. They're playing Ivan Slagpot. Drag this down so you can see their champion name. Perfect. Drew a 1-drop. I think I'm supposed to play this on 1 and get a chump block out of it. There's no guarantee that we're going to draw a 3rd resource without blocking with that. 25 drop. Yeah, so the 25 drop, it starts costing 25. Every time a troop enters play under our control, when that card is in our deck or in our hand, its cost gets reduced by that troop's cost. So, for instance, I played this Naive Lackey out, so that 25 drop now costs 24. When I play this Lord Blightbark art next turn, it's going to tick down to 22. So, as more troops enter play under my control, it becomes cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. I'm going to use this yeah, I'm going to chump block with this so we could be more likely to hit our resource drop. Have you liked Thought Collector Satellution? We really weren't happy with that card in our testing. It's kind of clunky, and getting double wild or double blood on 2 is often hard. Oh, you're not playing Crusader. God, Crusader is such a messed up card. I can't imagine not playing Crusader. There really aren't that many. I guess Sapphire Diamond Control is playing Lanupod Sight still. That's the only Sight deck that's really in the metagame, right? Outside of, like, Bruise. Just gonna block here. Hopefully we draw a Crusader or a Rune next turn. The old post-combat Scrouge. Missed 2 Dreadling attacks. Paw of Yazukan. I'm gonna sacrifice this to draw a card and gain some life. So Culmination of Blood starts out costing 10, and it has -1 cost for each troop at all crypts, and it makes the opposing champion discard their entire hand. So hopefully they're going to put some more Dreadlings in their bin this turn, and we're going to get to Culmination of Blood the next turn. If they attack here, I can trade, and then Culmination the last 2 cards out of their hand. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We're kind of low on life. That might be bad. I think we're kind of sideways here. Got 8 Lasgars and a Crypt Dust. Yeah, we're just gonna die. The extra Culmination's good because they put a bunch of Dreadlings in the discard pile. I think Herofall is fine here. Woken Drokkatar, I think that's a little slow. Gruesome Deed is fine. Our early blockers are fine. I'm gonna cut a Grounds Creeper. It's like bring the curve of the deck down a little bit. Yeah, I think I like that. Drokkatar's like the more mid-rangey and control matchups for this deck, I believe. Gemborn's better than Phenteo. Yeah, I'd bet that for $1. Seems fine. Gemborn lets us void a socketed card so we can get rid of their Crusaders with it. So they're a piece of removal, basically. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Save that. So the customizable cards, the socketed cards, you could change what's in their sockets when you're reserving here. So I took speed out of the Crusaders. I put Skyguard and Steadfast in them so they can provide offense and defense simultaneously, which is good in a more aggressive matchup like this. Sounds great. We're going to wait on the Monsagi Lily Pad because if we draw other shards, we can use this to make an 0-1 for ourselves later. It is a fairly straightforward mechanic that allows for a lot of tricks to be executed. Culmination of Blood's a good hit. So fill that bin up. Work through it. Blightbark Paladin is pretty good this matchup too. Just like it's lethal and then it gets to kill something else. Limited all-star, constructed reasonable. Gruesome Slayer, sure. I think I want to just play this Rune Hierophant. I agree with that, Bob. Looking at this after the fact. Now that I'm in this bet, I'm going to be aggressive and attack with this. So I could have played the Blightbush on 2. When this dies, it makes two 1/1s. So I could have sacrificed that to my champion power, which then would have made 2 1/1s with the Rune in play and pumped this up to a 4/4. So it would have been a better defensive threat that wouldn't die to a cremate out of my opponent here. Okay, they don't have removal, so we're not being punished. Blightbush. Can I turbo out this Culmination here? I could probably Culmination next turn, right? Smack you for 10. Play a resource. Do you want to guarantee? Now I'm going to put a non-resource on top because I can Cottontail Explorer next turn. Although I guess if my goal is to Culmination, I should probably take the resource. Culmination of Blood's a really powerful card. Look, my Cottontails know that if they don't put in the work, they get cut from the team, okay? Down to 6 cost. Sure. Multiple Crimson Slayers is interesting. The old post-combat scrounge. Yep, sure, as you will. A resource and 2 troops, please. Alright, just 2 troops. Huh. Well, that's awkward. I guess I'm attacking here, and that's going to put some amount of troops in the bin. Alright, I'm just going to empty their hand here. You didn't need those cards, did you? Okay, good. Just checking. That was a free block. I took a point of damage. I'm dumb. Jump here, block one of these, sack whatever one they're blocking. Do this, they go to 1. Should be good here. Oh, really? Did it? Okay. Missed lethal. Yeah, I didn't have a 6 resource. If I had a 6 resource, we could have gone kill, play this, sack this, kill the 4/1. Yep. We were short to do that. Alright, get to game 3 here against the Redlings deck. Chat lethal confirmed, right? And Jen actually got us to lethal earlier today. What about it? It's a card for control decks. Peace, Evolution. Thanks for dropping by. We've been playing so many good decks, I've been ranking up. I'm like 19th on the ladder before we started this match. So, Dino, you can only use 4 gems across all of your cards, so because we put the Skyguard Steadfast in the Crusader, we can't put Skyguard Steadfast in the Runeir. Maybe Skyguard Steadfast in the Runeir is better than the Crusader, and I should put the Blight Blossom in the Crusader? I don't hate that. It's too late. The match is starting. I think you might actually be right, though, that the Skyguard Steadfast is more valuable in the larger troop, though. I think I can see that being the case. If they keep 7, I'm going to mulligan this. It's just too slow. Hand's much, much better. Put a non-resource on top of my deck here. We don't have a second blood, but we don't need blood to play our card just to activate our champion power. We have like some Hierofalls in our deck, but we don't need blood for those till later. We don't even have those in our hand yet. I think we're just gonna Emperor's Lackey this turn. Lets us block a Crusader if they have one. Those are all rotating, aren't they? Gruesome Deed's okay. I'm gonna go to attack with this Emperor's Lackey. We're gonna play a Crusader next turn. Even if they have like a Gemborn Prowler here, I can sack the Crusader to my Lackey to guarantee our card draws. Yeah, honestly, that's one of the reasons why the Redlings deck is so good too, right? Especially in like the aggressive mirror matches, because like they play 4 copies of Emperor's Lackey, so they just have like 4/4 into 4/4 a lot of the time, and you're just like, oh, I have to pump the brakes because my opponent's got this giant wall. Opponent must not realize we put Skyguard in here. Either that or they wanted a Lasgar trigger. One of those two things just happened. Huh, this is interesting. Do I wait? Do I wait a turn on the Blightbush because I have the Lord Blightbark? I think I do.
Bye. I love you. Bye, honey. Honey.
Yeah. That MTG button integration is so slick. Hey, Yellow Hat with the host. Welcome to folks coming over from Gabe's channel. We're hanging out playing some Hex Shards of Fate today. They have a $1,000 cash tournament this weekend, so we're prepping for that. It's an open entry tournament that costs $7 to play in. Very expensive. Sweet. And because we waited on that, we got to play this around the Lasgar's Vengeance, too. So now, our Lord Blightbark's just going to enable us a super powerful turn. We're going to play the Lord Blightbark, and he makes it so our Deathcry triggers on Enter the Battlefield as well. So I'm going to play this Lackey out, which is going to draw us a card when it comes into play. And then I'm going to play this Blightbush out, which makes 2 1/1s when it comes into play. He is not Ardent, he is neutral. If they have a second Lasgar's Vengeance here, we could be in trouble. But we do basically have 3 life in the bank because we're going to get to activate our champion power again next turn. If they don't have another Lasgar's here, and they can't kill this, we're going to run away with this game very quickly. So Ardent and Underworld refer to the faction. If you look on the card here, you can mouse over. This says Faction Underworld, whereas this says Faction None. Some cards care about. So like our Underworld Crusader requires us to play a certain number of Underworld troops. Just gonna go ahead and jump block this, I think, because I want this to die while Runeir's in play, so that way I can get larger. That's really good. Culmination in Blood costs 1 less for each card in each troop at all crypts, and that says make our opponent discard their hand. So sign me up. All right, let's play this Runeir Hierophant, which is going to trigger Lord Blightbark, so it makes things when it comes into play. Let's play a resource for the turn. Let's go ahead and sacrifice... No, I should attack first, right? Attack before I sacrifice anything? This game is over. So any hope they had, we're going to take away when we get rid of their entire hand here. We're going to sacrifice this Blightbush to gain 3 life and draw a card here. Hey, look, a Crusader. Unfortunately, I can't do this and the Culmination this turn. I'm going to use this Gruesome Deed to sacrifice this to kill this. And then I'm going to play this Culmination in Blood and make them discard their last 3 cards. Well, that's rude, opponent. Alright, fine. Get rid of them. They had another Lasgar's and they didn't play it. Holy crap, that's greedy. They had another Lasgar's and they didn't play it. Well then. Ip, cheerio, mate. Back into the queue we go. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Got him good. Thank God. Yeah, right? Yeah, right? It would have been a reverse GG if he would have had Culmination and the Lasgar's in their hand. I guess we would have had a... Yeah, right? And they really didn't have a reason to stop that. I guess they were really behind on board and wanted to keep their thing. But, yeah. Woo. Woo. Rank 17 out of everyone that plays on the constructed ladder, Dino. So, it only lists the top 100 players here. If you're in Cosmic and you're outside of the top 100, it just says Cosmic. You can't always be super greedy. Yeah, rocking out. I'm above average at TCGs. I don't know about good, but we'll definitely settle on a solid above average. Look at that. My Empress video is already processed and done. This whole uploading archives to YouTube while I'm still streaming is so awesome. If y'all don't have fiber internet, I would highly recommend just like moving to a place that has fiber internet. I probably would have done that a while ago. So the 1K tournaments are actually starting for the first time this weekend, Zentoth. I haven't won any of their tournaments, but I top 4'd one of their 5K invite tournaments, and I top 8'd another of their 5K invite tournaments, so... So, hopefully I will be able to win the first of their 1K tournaments this weekend. That would be exciting. It'd be super, super exciting. Plan to double queue the Hex Bash while playing the Modern Challenge with Tron. Tron only takes like 20 minutes to win matches, so that should be fine. Who is ranked 1? I know Bob was up there. I think Novocaine's been camping first spot. Yeah, Novocaine's... Bob's in my squad. He's in the Hex Heroes team that we used to test. And Burgle's up there too. Never not Novocaine. Yep, all he does, all Hex all day, every day. Okay, so we're actually playing against Redlings here again, and this hand's pretty good, right? We get to go Lackey into Blightbark into Rune Hierophant. It's unfortunate that we taught them their lesson about playing their second Lasgar's Vengeance. We'll see if it sticks for this time. Since I already have my third resource, I'm going to wait on blocking with this, I think. And Dino asked a question. How many cards are in their standard constructed format? Yeah, 5 sets, about 200-ish cards each. Unique cards, probably about 200 or so. We started getting some reprints. Yeah, I think the deck that is best positioned against both of these decks that we're playing right now is the Diamond Sapphire control deck I've played a bit with on stream. You can find archives of that down below. We'll probably play that some tomorrow. I don't know if I feel like playing control today. I think the Glory Darkheart version, the Turbo PA deck, I think the Turbo PA deck might be strictly worse. I hate using terms like strictly worse because they get overused in TCGs, but I don't think it's particularly great. Alright, so gain 4... Block here. If we don't get Lasgard next turn, we're going to be in a great spot. So we get to play Rune here, which triggers the Lord Blightbark, which kicks up to a 4/4. And then next turn, we'll get to play another Rune Hierophant out, which will trigger and make this huge. So if they don't Lasgar or kill this now, they're going to be up a creek without a paddle. Yeah, I think we might be okay if they have Lasgar, but like they are dead if they don't have Lasgars. If they attack with both of these, I'm going to trade this and jump here. Okay. I think they could play a Lasgar for free here. Nope. Okay. Sweet. Non-slow shard, please. Ding. Ding dun 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 bomb fries are done. Dun 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 dun. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you? Oh, look at this horrible sequencing. Just like make my Runier smaller. Who wanted their Runier to be large anyways, right? Alright, I'm gonna go to attack with this 8/8. Crack you with my 8/8. I should have attacked with this 2/2 too. Oh, because I'm dumb. This was untapped, right? That's fine. That's fine. We have an embarrassment of riches. We're going to win this game. That's fine. Look at all the nice things that I have. I'm at 17. I've got infinite power in play. This Deathcry deck is super impressive. Super impressive if when it goes off like this. So good. Yeah, that's the actual truth. Like when Lord Blightbark hangs out, it's just like we just body people. It's not particularly close. Yeah, wow. So this turn, this is gonna be. Let's play this and make a 1/1. We get to play this Blightbark Paladin, which is gonna trigger when it comes into play from Lord Blightbark, and kill this Dread Apprentice. Then we're gonna play this Monsagi Deadeye, and it's gonna trigger when it comes into play and kill this Gravengeist. I punted, Burgle. I punted a couple different ways. It's fine. It's fine. Our deck is embarrassingly good, and we're probably going to win anyways. Skyguard in here. Extra Culmination. We cut a Grounds Creeper. We cut the Drokkatars. We cut Phenteo. We brought in this. We brought in these. That seemed fine. Actually, I'm going to bring in the Rancor over the Grounds Creeper. I think getting a Rune back sounds really fucking hot. Yep, if you want to beat up on these mid-range aggressive decks, the Sapphire Diamond control deck is like 10 out of 10, 100% the deck you want to be playing to do that. Very, very good. Oh, right, we talked about that. I think I like what Ace said about it being better with Lord Blightbark when it makes a 1/1. Alright, what do we got here? This hand's great, right? Like, Blightbush is one of our best cards in this matchup. Chi-Chi for which card is Intoth? Play Moasqui Webbit. There's Rune Hierophant's a powerful card. There's a lot it can do. You drew the second blood like a professional. It has a ton of options. So, Rune Hierophant's a customizable card, and the customizations you could put in it depend on what shard you and threshold you have access to. Oh. Huh. I will send him a note about that. This is a free block. Am I drawing a card with this? No, I think I'm going to hold on to that for now. play this, and then play this Crusader, and just be happier than a pig and poop. Sign me up. Am I attacking with this? I think I am. I don't know if it's a saying actual people use, but I say that fairly often, more often than I should probably admit. Oh, what do you think the odds are that my opponent likes the cards they have in their hand? Do you think my opponent is fond of having cards in their hand? I feel like they might like some of the cards they have left over. It would just be a darn shame if something were to happen to all of the cards my opponent has in their hand. Just the unluckiest. Oh, you lost a Crusader and a Laskar's Vengeance? That's so unfortunate for your opponent. So one of the things you really need to do from the Redling side of the table in this matchup is keep track of how many... arguably, I shouldn't have attacked with this. I shouldn't have attacked with this, because this could risk them burning us out the way I've sequenced this, because I'm stupid. But, so, like, my opponent, by scrounging this, enabled us to Culmination of Blood them there. Which, so, like... Culmination's already a couple of bucks. Like, people have known Culmination's a powerful card. It's like it's like a black Lasgar's Vengeance, kind of. Is it still 100 plat? I thought it was a couple bucks. And we'll, put this game out of reach by making this Rune Hierophant huge here. It's probably already out of reach for them, but we're going to sacrifice this Blightbush here and crank our Rune up to a 6/6. Before I streamed with Lasgar's Vengeance for the first time, it was a bulk rare. They were 25 plat, Lasgar's Vengeance, and now people think that card should be banned, so, like, you know, card evaluation. Alrighty. You're now 17th on the ladder.